Before the first pyramids touched the sky, before the earliest kingdoms wrote their names into stone, there existed a civilization so advanced, so mysterious, and so powerful that history itself has tried to erase every trace of it. Travelers spoke of a city of golden cliffs, glowing symbols and knowledge that came from beyond the stars. Scholars called it a myth, but ancient whispers called it by one name, Arkenora. What happened to this forgotten world? Why did it vanish in a single night, and why do its secrets still pulse beneath the earth, waiting to be found again? This is the story of the lost civilization that time itself could not truly bury. Long before the great civilizations of Egypt or Mesopotamia took shape, there existed a forgotten realm known in ancient whispers as Arkenora. It was a city carved into the golden cliffs of an endless valley where daylight lingered longer than anywhere else in the world. The people of Arkenora were masters of architecture, engineering, and celestial knowledge. They carved mountains into towering pillars and designed underground channels that carried water across miles of dry land with astonishing precision. Their structures stood without mortar, cut so perfectly that even a sheet of paper could not slip between the stones. At the center of the city stood the Celestial Gate, a vast circular temple believed to be older than Arkenora itself. Every night the symbols on its great stone walls glowed softly, as if the stars above were communicating through the ancient carvings. The Keepers of the Dawn, the most revered priests of the land, guarded the temple with sacred devotion. It was said the Celestial Gate held knowledge so powerful that only a chosen few could even stand near it without losing their sanity. For centuries Arkenora thrived, guided by a wisdom that seemed to come from somewhere beyond the world known to humankind. One night, as the people of Arkenora slept peacefully, the sky above the valley began to shift. The stars dimmed and the horizon turned a deep shade of crimson, as though the heavens were bleeding light. Then, without warning, a brilliant star appeared, hovering directly over the Celestial Gate. It shined brighter than the moon, casting long shadows across the cliffs and bathing the entire city in an otherworldly glow. The Keepers of the Dawn gathered beneath it, chanting the sacred hymns passed down through thousands of years. Their voices filled the valley with a powerful echo that mixed with the trembling of the earth. The star pulsed once, twice, and then released a blinding wave of light that spread across the entire city. The ground shook violently, and a deep humming sound rose from within the Celestial Gate, as if something ancient had awakened. Many believed this was the sign their ancestors had warned them about, the moment when the heavens would reclaim what they had once gifted to mankind. When the first rays of morning touched the valley, the world stood in shock. Arkenora, the shining crown of the ancient world, had vanished. The golden cliffs remained, and the river continued its eternal path, but the city itself was gone, as though it had been erased from existence. Not a single stone, not a single carving remained. It was as if the land had swallowed it whole. Travelers passing through the valley claimed they heard faint chanting drifting through the wind, especially during twilight hours. Others reported seeing flashes of golden light shimmering beneath the surface of the rocks, as if a heartbeat was trapped deep within the earth. Scholars dismissed these tales, yet the legends persisted. One belief grew stronger over time, that Arkenora had not been destroyed, it had been sealed. Hidden away from a world that was not ready to understand the immense power it once protected. Thousands of years passed before any new clue surfaced. Then a wandering historian named Elias Verden uncovered a half-buried tablet deep beneath the desert sands. The symbols on the stone matched those described only in lost manuscripts believed to be myths. Elias obsessed over the tablet, spending decades following the clues it revealed. From remote mountains to forgotten ruins, he traveled relentlessly, piecing together fragments of a story no one else believed. Eventually, his journey led him to a canyon untouched by human eyes for centuries. There he found a colossal stone door covered in the same glowing symbols as the celestial gate. The air around it felt heavy, charged with an ancient presence. When Elias placed his hand on its surface, the symbols flickered alive, reacting as if recognizing him. The door trembled, releasing a faint golden glow from the cracks between the stones. Elias knew instantly that behind this door lay the vault of Arkenora, sealed for over 10,000 years. A chamber holding secrets the world had long forgotten. Elias believed he was moments away from discovering one of the greatest truths in human history. But just as the golden light brightened, the earth trembled and the symbols dimmed. The massive stone door slowly sealed itself once more, rejecting the touch of the modern world. It was as if Arkenora had awakened only for a moment and then chosen to return to its eternal sleep. Elias wrote his final journal entry by the light of a flickering lantern. He claimed the city was not dead but alive, hidden beneath the earth, waiting for the time when humanity would be ready to understand the knowledge it once safeguarded. His final words hinted that the power behind the celestial gate was never meant for any single era but for the entire future of mankind. No one ever found Elias again. But explorers who visit the Lost Canyon often report mysterious lights glowing faintly from within the cracks of the ancient door. Some even insist they hear distant chanting echoing from the depths of the earth, as if Arkenora is preparing to awaken once more.